Welcome back to Jessi FIT Pilates, your home to get fit, toned, and flexible as we strengthen, stretch, and smile. Kitties, usually when I have the kitty girl ears on, we're usually doing sometimes HIIT and very often lately flexibility work. I wasn't going to dress like Catwoman today. I think I kind of killed myself with all of that Halloween fit fun work last month. But we're going to do some more flexibility work. This workout is going to be a lot of hip flexor work. So we'll be stretching our hip flexor work, but specifically, I've been sitting a lot. We're going into, at the time I'm filming this, I'm in New York, but I know that parts of Europe are going to a second lockdown, and definitely parts of the United States are hitting record high number of coronavirus, so they definitely should be staying home. So there's just a lot of sitting involved. So we're going to be doing a lot of functional range conditioning mixed in with the Pilates. So it is definitely a lot of mind-body sort of exercise. The principles of radiation, where you're basically engaging your muscles. So every part of your body you are focusing on. If you're new to exercise, that might be kind of hard, but I really believe that everything from, exercise to the makeup looks they do, to dancing, to anything that you put your mind to, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So if you're doing mind body exercise like functional conditioning or Pilates for the first time and you're not getting it, then just try it. You can always rewind the video, you come back to it another day. You can do it 10 times in one day, you can do it 10 times in 1 month, you can do it 10 times in 1 year. Everything works in your own pace. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can come back to it and it's free. You can grab, you don't really need blocks, and you can totally do this equipment free. I have the blocks just because I know people are going to be at different levels and hips get a little bit funky. On the ground floor, this is a really hard floor. This could be a blanket, this could be a sweatshirt, this could be like you see, I have a little rug there. Just something to give you more cushioning because we are going to be on our knees a lot. Speaking of which, let's actually grab that and come to all fours. So I'll show you a bunch of modifications today because I use with knees. I'll be 43 this month, so come to all fours, and we'll start with some cat-cow. And one of the things I like about blocks, you absolutely can do all of these moves if you don't have props without the props. I'm just going to show you some variations I like for my 43-year-old bones. So we're going to start with our cat-cow. So start with our tailbone today. Tuck your tailbone down. Lower back start to articulate. Middle back. Upper back. And then back. And you can really stretch here, really grow your belly in. And then we'll start with the tailbone here. Let me just twist it out. And send that tailbone back. Through the lower back, through the middle back. And again, through that. Mid back, upper back. Head. Take a stretch. Now I'm going to just switch to here. Just play around with that grip. Bring my thumbs next with it really open up through my upper back. Really tuck my tail. Bring my chin in. And then send that tail back. To really open my chest this time. Do a big stretch to the front of my body. Really feel the back of my body contracting. And then reversing it. Sending my tailbone towards my chin. Letting my lower back come up to the ceiling, then my middle back, and then finally my upper back, my head, my chin. Top of my head, I'm reaching it towards the mat. Tailbone reaches towards the mat. Spine reaches towards the ceiling. Inhale. Big stretch. Trying to even out from my right to my left. Of course, one side wants to take it more. Then exhale, sending it back. Now, I'm going to take one of the blocks. Right, this is one of my best hacks for hip cars. And I'm going to squeeze it here. It's going to give you a smaller range of motion, but it really brings that here. And then I'm going to take this. And we can play around. You can play around. You cannot use this. I'm going to come onto my elbows and just bring it here. I'm going to center my hips, right? Come to a nice quadruped position. And I'm going to bring that leg back. Just do a few lifts here. Right? And really make sure I'm staying even, right? So how that hip just likes to open really down on that side. So pushing into both elbows evenly. And then here, just open and close a few times, right before we even go into that car. And then out and around. Trying to keep that good posture. And then other way. Right, it's gonna limit the range of motion on that hip circle. But it just, like, you see how I'm just able to keep it taut. There's not like a struggle. Right, if you've been sitting all day, that just feels really, really nice. Same thing on the other side. Squeeze the block. And you can always, guys, you can always keep your hand. Like if you're having trouble keeping it there, this is new, use whatever you need to use. If you have to use a hand to keep a prop from falling, then use a hand to keep a prop from falling. Right, that's one of the awesome things about home workouts is you're not in a gym or a studio with people judging. This side I definitely have to be a little more serious, right? Shoulders off the ears, spine long, elbows down. One more. Now hold and reach out. Right, nothing wants to stay in place on this side for me. Okay, my hamstring does not want to activate. Right, the back of my thigh does not want to activate. Right, I'm going to bring it in and just squeeze it a little bit more. There we go. Right, and then circle in one direction. And then the other direction. As you can see, not so easy. My side weaker on this side. Now go ahead and bring both hands forward and bring yourself into like a little bit of a V sit and just bend the knees a little bit. Just come forward and up. Now grab one of the blocks, place it right in front of your chest. Just twist forward towards that knee, center. Now just raise the leg, raise the leg. Try to stay parallel. And keep this block in one position. Don't let it twist. Now bring it over, down. Stay parallel. Stay really tall with that block. Just a little hip mobility. Now hold one leg up, press out in. Out in. I have no internal rotation, a lot of external rotation. Here you can relate. 4, 3, stay tall. 2, 1. Bring that leg down, bring the other leg up, in, out, in. That's my left. Last. Staying as tall as I can. Try not to lean back. You can always bring your hands back to modify. Staying as tall as I can. 3, 2, 1. Now let's go into our lunges. So this is where I really wanted to have blocks and really wanted to have this because it provides a lot of stability. Right, I have a Japanese kind of screen there, so I don't have a lot of stability on that wall. I'm going to do my best to really open that hip. And I like that I can push down into that, and it's giving me a lot of feedback because it's soft. But you can use a wall or a chair, but just for the camera purposes, the block kind of works better. And I'm just gonna kind of lift up through my back. And I'm gonna take a deep breath in. And we're just gonna stay here and breathe for about a minute and just keep squaring off, right? So you see how I wanna open towards the blocks, but I wanna keep my hips towards my front foot. And I wanna keep opening through my chest. Foot even on the front toes. Front heel down. Nice deep breaths, a few more seconds. And then we're gonna go into lift offs on that back leg. Another deep breath. And then we're gonna lift that leg lower. Now try to lift and then hold it. Lower. And I'm gonna push into the block again. Keep my body tall, a few more. Pause at the top, really activate the back of that thigh. Lift and hold. Right, I'm pushing into the floor with this leg. Lifting my chest up proud. Now I'm gonna lift and then try to grab. Let's actually grab it just because I have the blocks there with the opposite foot. And I'm gonna get the opening in the chest with that. This shoulder. I don't like saying right and left on camera. It gets a little confusing. Even for me, and imagine for you too. Now, I'm gonna let it go and try to hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna extend it all the way down to the floor, lift it, right? I'm gonna take a stretch, try to hold it to my butt as much as I can and hold it for 5, 4, 3, really hold it, try to squeeze all the way to my butt, and then let it go. Bring it up. Squeeze and actually we need to bring that leg in. It's going out to a straight position. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend. Deep breath. Left. Stretch. Left. Engage. Hold, release, squeeze. 2, 3, 4. Let it go. Last one. Big stretch. And try to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Awesome. Now, I'm just gonna take another deep breath. Then I'm gonna extend this front leg. I'll slide this back. I don't want it to be totally straight. I want a little bend in it. And I'm gonna square off. So I don't want this to open up towards you. I want this hip to reach towards that big toe. And I'll press down here. Maybe I can actually press to the floor. Maybe like this. Down to 1 block. And I'll take a few deep breaths here. Right? Keeping the nervous system really calm. And you don't want to be, like if you're feeling any sharp shooting pain, you want to get away from it. You see how my shoulder kind of came up to my ear. I want to draw that down. Draw my hands in. And you can play around with Flexor pointed. They're both going to have their attributes, and you know, I know sometimes my foot cramps and I can only tolerate it one way. Now I'm going to externally rotate, internally rotate. Turn it out. Trying to keep my spine moving neutral and long. 2, 1. Now I'm going to come up just a little bit taller. And maybe try a few lift-offs. Lift, left, left. So let's do the same thing on the other side. Bring it in. Grab the other block. This side I think might be my looser side, so I might need to have the blocks a little bit lower. We'll see. And let's start with the lunge position. And square off. Press forward. It's going to drive me crazy. And hold here, right? Continue to find that alignment. Run the belly muscles in. Making sure I'm not overarching the back. Making sure that this leg muscle is really reaching inside the hip socket. And this hip is really getting the stretch. Once I find that, then I can take it a little bit deeper. Front foot down, tension in all 10 of the, or 5 of the toes really. Pressing into both the back knee and the front foot pretty evenly. Squeezing the inner thighs together so the core is active. Right, see how that hip wanted to kind of reach out to you. Hips reach together. The chest opens. Shoulders square. Or engagements. Now, first round of lift-offs. We're gonna left, hold, release. I'm gonna come into the stretch a little bit deeper. Trying to get that foot up as high as I can. Left, hold. I don't know if you heard that my knee was popping. So popping knees doesn't mean anything, right? It didn't hurt. It might look different on this side. Hold it, release. Right, just aiming to keep that alignment. 2 more. Release it. Now hold it. This time, I'm gonna grab it. I think this is definitely the tightest. Pause for a second. Get the stretch in the front leg or the front shoulder. Give it a big stretch. Now we're going to release. Try to hold it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend it out and then lift it back up. Give it a stretch. Then let it go. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it, stretch it, and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Definitely a little more challenging for me. Release, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. Last one. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a hold of it here. And then I'm going to take it to here. I'll drop it. Reach it back. Slight bend in the knee, hips back. Deep breath. Keep the foot parallel. Keep even weight on the right and the left side of that foot. Reach the hips straight back so they're not out or in. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now, rotate in, out, in, out, in, out. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it center, take it up, 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 up. Now, bring it in. Take it down, grab one block, and bring it sort of in between your elbows. Bring the other block. I don't think we'll need this. You might want it. I'm going to take it out just so it's not in the way. And this is going to go underneath my hip. We're going to really come into a nice pigeon. So actually come into the pigeon first. Wedge that under there. Bring this foot down. And then sort of bring this just as a, so you have something to squeeze, and that activates the upper back and you stay really long. Square off the hips as much as you can. Do a few lift offs here. And then hold it. And then just reach into a few shoulder circles, keeping everything else square. 1. Come down and then press up. Hold it, few neck rolls. Other direction. 1 more each way. Now go ahead, come down. Slide the block out of the way. Cat-cow here. Same thing on the other side. Come deep into your pigeon. Slide that foot out towards 90 degrees, or the knee out towards 90 degrees as best you can. Lengthen your spine long. Hollow out your stomach muscles. Bring that leg up and down a few times. And my knee is clicking here. It's always just clicked. Doesn't hurt. Swallow it up, everything long. Extend it down. Now press up. Neck roll. Come down. Arm circle here. Much harder on my right side. Remove the block. Or actually, sit on the block. Take your hands onto your ankles and then just round your spine. Really stretching out the upper back. And arch. Thank you so much for tuning in. These were the sort of stretches I use when my hips feel really sore. I've been sitting too much and I just need to stretch out my hip flexors. I hope they helped you. Head over to the blog. I have some graphics. The links are below that you can just download and use as cheat sheet for the days you don't have time for the whole video. My name is Jessi and I hope I'll see you soon. Comment below and let me know what you want to see next in my next video here on YouTube.